Morning, everybody. Welcome back to our yoga inspired sessions. Our series is coming to our last two episodes and the last two sessions. So, this first one, we're going to dip into a little bit dynamic, quite fast flowing, quite functional. So, if you're feeling like you just need to energize your body a little bit, either early in the morning or if you're just about to head out for something else like a harder workout like your a run or something like that, feel free to dip into this sort of session beforehand. Don't worry too much about perfection and alignment being perfect through every pose, as we're going to go through things a little bit quicker. Just always remember, first and foremost, don't chase a stretch beyond your current means. So always just work to your 6 or 7 out of 10. Do no harm to your body, and I promise you, you'll reap the benefits far more. And then just because we're moving a little faster, don't forget the all-important breath. So don't worry too much about the timings. Just continue to remind yourself, oh yes, I need to breathe within alignment with my movement. And that's fundamentally where sort of mindful movement and movement meditation comes into, is when you can get to combine your breath work and the movement through a good 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so nice and loose. And that's the whole purpose of this session, is just literally going to be to loosen you up and energize you. Inhale, arch the bum back. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under. Inhale, arch. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under. Last one is you inhale, arch, reach the chest tall. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale, tall, reach above the head. Exhale, reach up and over to the left. Back to center, up and over to the right. Back to center. One more time. Exhaling, reaching up and over to the left. Back to center. Exhale, up and over to the right. And back to center. Take the left hand out in front of you. Draw those fingertips towards your chest. And maybe take the right hand behind you and just gently draw that foot towards the front of the mat. And switch sides. Take the right fingertips, gently draw them in towards the chest, and draw the toes of the left foot forward towards the front of your mat as you sink into that right hip. And come back out of it. Have a little shake off through the shoulders. Feel loose through those shoulders as you do a couple of forward rolls through your shoulders and then a couple of backward rolls. Nice and tall, coming up onto your toes. Switching those calves on, switching your balance, tuning into the feet and the connection through the floor, and lower yourself back down to the mat. One more time, coming up onto your toes, nice and tall. Maybe take the hands up above the head. Big tall reach. Before lowering the feet back down to the floor, hands to the side, chin into chest, rolling yourself vertebra by vertebra down towards the mat. And roll yourself up vertebra by vertebra back up to the top. Chest tall. One more time, chin into chest. Very articulate through the first one, just waking up as the body. And then roll yourself smoothly back up to standing. 2 or 3, maybe a little quicker this time. Chin into chest. Smoothly rolling down towards the floor. On your exhales, inhale. Rolling yourself back up. Palms forward, chest tall. Arms back to side, chin into chest. Rolling vertebra by vertebra down towards the mat with soft knees. Roll yourself back up to standing. Feeling smooth through the spine now for your last one as you roll down towards the mat. Hands to the mat, the front of your mat, and walk the legs back. Drop the knees to the mat. Get your setup correct like the first few episodes, bringing those wrists underneath the shoulders. Draw the abs in as you lower for 4 press-ups. Don't let the hips sink as the chest leads down towards the floor. Roll the shoulders back as you descend towards the bottom. Drawing the abs in, finally lowering the chest all the way to the floor. Walk those hands forward, create some space through the spine. Walk the hips back, walk the rib cage away. As you exhale, reach the arms about an inch or so off the floor, thumbs facing up. Relax the neck, squeeze the bum. Before bringing the knees to the mat, hands alongside the ribs under the shoulders. Press yourself back up into child's pose. So rock the hips back towards the heels and allow the knees to walk away from each other, feeling nice and loose today. Feel the connection to your body. You don't always have to mirror image exactly what I'm doing. It's your body and you'll have your own feelings through it. As you walk the hands over to the right, back to neutral, and over to the left. Back to neutral. One more time. Up and over to the right. Just your 6, 7 out of 10. Back to neutral. A little bit more mobile than usual. Over to the left. Back to center. Set the hands up for downward dog. Press the bum back towards the heels. Curl the toes under. Press yourself up into downward dog. First downward dogs always just have a nice little walk out of the calves. Get mobile through the back of the legs and elongate through the spine. Pressing through the index finger and the thumb all the way back diagonally towards your bum. Then drop the left knee to the mat, step the right leg between your hands. Exhale, come up nice and tall. Hands back to the mat. Just switch sides. Right knee back, left leg between your hands. Coming up nice and tall. As you return the hands back to the mat, step yourself forward and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Palms forward, chest tall, arms follow. Back down to a little resting, a little shake off. Now we'll pick up the tempo through a series of flows. None that are new to us, just stringing them all together now. A little bit more energy, less rules and alignment, etc. Inhale, tall ridge. Exhale, swan dive. Inhaling, flat back. On your exhale, step back into your plank. Drop the knees to the mat or slowly lower to halfway and press yourself back up. Slowly lower to halfway and press yourself back up. Finally, knees to the mat, lower the chest all the way to the floor. Reach the hands behind you, palms facing down. Exhaling, reach the chest up tall off the floor. Keep the neck long and relaxed. Keep the feet walking away, keep the bum engaged. Return the hands alongside the ribs, knees to the mat, or full press back up into downward dog. Feet about a foot width apart. Exhale, roll onto the outside of the right foot, inside of the left. Back to neutral and spin the other way. So nice and loose, keeping the hips high, side to side, just lengthening through the fascia, the side body, the intercostal muscles, and your side ribs, and keeping the length through the spine. Engage the right glute, single leg, downward dog. And back to the mat. Engage the left glute, single leg, downward dog. As you return back to the right leg, single leg, downward dog, then bring that knee towards your chest. Draw the abs in, press firmly away from the floor with your wrists. And back into single leg, downward dog. Switching sides, left glute. Then as you bring the knee towards your chest, draw the abdominals in. Lift from the palms upwards. And back into single leg, downward dog. Right glute, single leg, downward dog. Step through between your hands. Raise yourself up nice and tall. The split squat. Exhaling down towards the mat. Inhale back up. Exhale down towards the mat. Inhale back up. Fairly fluid through 4 split squats, warming the body up. On the last one, stay down, reach up and over to the right, and back to neutral. Bring both hands back to the mat, step the left leg forward, and roll yourself up, vertebra by vertebra, to standing. Chest tall towards the ceiling. Straight back into your swan dive. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the other leg back. First this time, back into your plank. Shift forward or drop to the knees. Slowly lower the chest all the way to the floor. Bring the arms out to cactus. Spread the elbow to elbow as much as you can. Squeeze the bum. As you exhale, raise the chest and the arms off the floor and back down to the mat. Again, exhale, squeeze the bum, raise the ribs. Lowest ribs still on the floor. As you lower to the mat, a little wriggle through the hips if you need it. Squeeze the bum, raise the chest. Keep the elbows and the wrists the same height. Just tuning in the back muscles and warming up the body. Bringing the hands back alongside the ribs. Roll the shoulders back. Press yourself back up into downward dog. This time both feet and knees together. And roll onto the outside of the right foot. Keeping those hips high. Back to neutral. Outside of the left foot. Back to neutral. One more each side. Back to center. Engage the right glute. Single leg downward dog. Bring that right knee to your right elbow. Draw the abs in. Slowly lower down towards the right wrist. And then back up to the elbow. Back into single leg downward dog. Bring the right knee through the body to the left elbow. Drop down to the left wrist. And then draw back up to that left elbow. Back into single leg downward dog. Switching sides, left glute. And bring the left knee to the outside of your left elbow. Opening the hips up, externally rotating. Drop down to the mat and back up. Back into single leg downward dog. Bring the left knee to your right elbow. Down towards the wrist. Draw back up and back into single leg downward dog. Step that left foot through between your hands and raise yourself up to high runner's lunge. As you exhale, down to the mat, inhale back up out of it. 3 more as you exhale down, inhale back up, down, up. Last one, stay down, and a nice smooth reach to your left. Come back to neutral, both hands to the mat, step the right leg forward and roll yourself up, vertebra by vertebra to stand. Tall reach, swan dive, flat back, arta, step or hop back into plank. Shifting forward for your chaturanga, mini cobra, sphinx, or upward dog, your call. Curl the toes under, press yourself back up and downward dog. Engage the right glute, spin onto the outside of the left foot, and open up the whole side body as the right heel comes towards the bum. Draw the abs in as you bring the right knee to the left elbow. Back into single leg downward dog. Switching sides. Left glute, single leg downward dog, spinning onto the outside of that right foot. Back through, bringing the left knee to your right elbow. And back into single leg downward dog. As you switch sides, right glute, single leg downward dog, step through between your hands, turn the back foot up, briefly stepping into your warrior two. Turn to face forward, sink down towards the mat, back up, hinge up over the right thigh before coming all the way through into running man or tree pose, your call. Finally hinging down into your warrior three, not staying in things too long, back into running man. Now the tricky one, soft right knee, send the left leg all the way back to where it started. Hands back to the mat, draw the abs in, back into downward dog. Engage the left glute, step through between your hands. As you raise up briefly for warrior two, turn to face the front of the mat for a tall split squat. Hinge up and over the left thigh. Keeping the pelvis aligned, come through into your running mat, nice and tall. Hinging up and over into Superman, warrior three. Ever so briefly before returning back to running. Nice and controlled and stable as you send that right leg all the way back again, hands to the mat, draw the abs in, back into downward dog. Come nice and tall up onto the toes and back down to the mat. Bring the left foot and rest it on the back of the right. And then rest the right foot on the back of the left. Engage the right glute, single leg downward dog. Step through between your hands, follow the left. Roll up, vertebra by vertebra to standing. You can stick to those flows, or you can up it a little bit with the hop back and your chaturanga. In Arta, hop back, draw the abs in as you send the legs back. Shift forward if you're coming through for upward dog. All the rules apply. Rolling the shoulders back, the chest through, and a firm push away from the floor. Spinning the toes under, back into downward dog. Your call, you can walk, hop, or step to the front of your mat. And roll yourself up, vertebra by vertebra. Tall reach. Swan dive. Arta. Your chaturanga. Back to the front of your mat, vertebra by vertebra. Swan dive. Arta. Your chaturanga. Your core. Feel your body. Nice and chill. Nice. So hopefully from that you'll feel a little bit warmer, a degree or two warmer, and a little bit more mobile. So it's a great one for you to beginning the day, or if you just wanted to mobilize the joints a little before a run or a walk, or just energize yourself a touch. As you come up nice and tall, it's just as of equal value if you're not doing anything next, to slow the heart rate down now and just let the body simmer and gain its rewards from that little bit more energetic session. So not crazy dynamic, just a little bit faster flowing. Send the left leg out long and straight and allow the right knee just to gently roll out to the side. Come up tall onto the sitting bones, and if that feels comfortable and the right knee is easily dropping towards the floor, no inner or outer groin, feel free to rotate the right side body and have a gentle crawl of the left forearm down towards your toes. There's never any need whatsoever to chase things, especially the consistency. We've now got access to 13 sessions, all around 20 to 30 minutes. And you can dip into a different style as you switch sides, a different style, a different approach, one that you know will work for you in how you're feeling that day. Whether you feel like you need a bit of energy, or for me in particular today, so look, there's a lot of tightness going on in the groins and my knee just wants to fling up. Just gently ease into things. No point chasing that flexibility there. As you send the left leg long and straight again, bring the right elbow inside the right knee. Take the left hand behind you. And to begin with, I just want you to rotate to the left. Keep the spine tall. Chance to slow things down. Allow the heart rate to gently return back to normal. Allow the body to come back to its normal temperature. For coming back to neutral, send the right leg away, bring the left knee in towards your chest. Right hand behind you. Bring the left elbow inside and rotate to your right. Back to center. Switch sides one more time. Left leg long and straight, right leg up and over the left. Drawing the knee in towards the chest with the left hand. Rotate to your right. And back to neutral. Send the right leg long and straight. Draw the left foot up and over. Tall through the spine first, and then rotate. And then release. Gently scoot and walk the legs forward and roll yourself down vertebra by vertebra down onto the mat. Take the weight of your head in your hands and actually allow the head just to completely relax in the hands. You try not to gather any tension in the neck. On your next exhale, draw the chin in towards your chest. Inhaling, returning back down to the mat. As you exhale, draw the head back at the same time as bringing the chin into your chest. And back down to the mat. So drawing the head back at the same time as chin into chest, gently lengthening through the upper spine and the neck. Hands to the side or to your chest, you'll call. Bring the feet in towards your bum and just gently allow the knees to roll to the right, maybe taking your gaze to the left. And back to center and over to the left. And back to center. Find a position of your comfort. And everybody will be slightly different here. Your Shavasana or corpse pose, quite likely on your back with the palms facing up, rolled out to the side. Or who knows, you might come into your resting position with your hands on your belly and your ribcage. Wherever you feel most relaxed. As the shoulders are allowed to come away from the ears, and the jaw is allowed to soften. Let the energy from that session come back down. Feel the sensations through your body, your breath, and your heartbeat. As best you can, surrender to any mental chatter. And use your last few moments coming back to your breath. Or gently bringing some awareness back to your body and where you are. As you roll the wrists and ankles a few times, clockwise, anti-clockwise, or clench and unclench. Maybe reaching the body nice and tall before bringing everything back towards the heart again. Taking your time as you roll onto the right hand side and press yourself up into a seated namaste. Hope you enjoyed. The first 20 minutes was a little bit more energetic, so feel free to pause it there and then go for your run, or then go into where you need to be a little bit more vibrant. And then obviously, if not, you were hoping to try surrender the heart rate and the breath work back to tranquil. It's quite difficult to do once everything's up, so that's also a nice test